And I think we are live. Yes, we are.
Yeah, we're live, boy.
What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy G11. Back at it again. Finally in my new house in Virginia. I got a cool office set up and everything. You see that little blue light I got behind me, Jude? It's
Yeah, I
freaking,
see it.
it's pretty nice, man. I got a pretty decent. So I got another 4 bedroom house here, in Virginia, and it's like 2,000 square feet. Like it's massive. In Colorado, I had a 4 bedroom, but like I feel the extra square footage in this house. It's nice, man. And it's on post out here. On post, I'm talking like the army now. It's on base out here.
Yeah.
So finally getting settled in. But yeah, I know I haven't done the live streams in a couple weeks. I've been going through that little course and all. I've just been kind of focusing on that and then getting ready to start my new job over here as an instructor. So I actually start Monday. Um, Teaching the youth, man, it's exciting.
Bro, I know exactly how you feel. I know you're definitely going to be teaching your job so you know how to do it, even though it's going to be by the book now.
Yeah, yeah,
But it's definitely one of those change ups where it's like, all right, you got to go through a course to learn how to do a new job. And it's like, but I've been
exactly.
doing it, what I've been doing, what I've been doing for years.
I literally like I've instructed before, but not in a schoolhouse capacity. And then like with the course that I went through though, they teach you how to, which is stupid because we're never actually going to do this, but they teach us how to make a lesson plan. So like if I needed to, I can make an official like Air Force lesson plan on whatever, right? Although our lesson plans are already created by AETC. We just we just teach the material.
Yeah.
Like we will never I'll customize the lesson plan they give me, but I will never create one from scratch. So it's kind
But
of
I do have
funny.
to say one thing, though.
Yeah, what's up?
Welcome to the AETC family, bro.
Yeah, baby.
You
Oh
know I was
man.
part of it.
Is that my headset making that noise? Do
No,
you hear that?
that is my car.
Oh, okay. I was like, what the hell is that? I
So,
know.
fun fact to
Uh-huh.
everyone who may be listening later: I am
Oof.
safely on my way to work, hands free device. I was, just listening to some music through my phone, and that was probably the feedback that was coming in.
It's still coming. You might want to try just disconnecting and reconnect or muting. Oh, wait, it stopped now. Holy crap. It was like it sounded like a like a cricket just scratching its legs together is right in my ear.
Yeah, that was me turning the volume down.
Oh, it's I'm still getting feedback a little bit on it. Still getting
Then that actually might just be my car.
oh Lord. Try disconnecting it real quick and then reconnecting just to see if we can get that sorted.
All right,
Ooh.
I will be back, but you can go ahead. I'll be back.
Okay. Oh, maybe it is. Hey, what's going on, Tay? I figured I'd just do a little midday stream here. I'm settled in the new house. I finally got situated. I got through my TDY. I'm in Virginia now. I am settled and in Virginia. So okay, cool. We got Jude back. Let's see. Is it still just say something real quick?
Something.
It's a lot better. Well, still a little bit of oh, that's weird. Are you using a USB or is it like Bluetooth?
It was the Bluetooth.
Okay, I don't know. I don't know what's up with that. Like it was good, and then it started getting all crackly. I'll try to press on, but it's like a
Yeah.
static feedback now. Um, we got Tay. He said, "What's going on, Kings?"
Hey, you know what? You know what's all good in the hood, my guy.
Oh, hang on. Let me see if it's my headset. Hold up. Okay, now I've reconnected my headset, but I'm still getting that feedback. Let me close this. Technology is tough, bro. Technology is tough. I literally, when I was getting my office set up again, I had to figure out this. I had to reconnect everything, do the mic, download stuff all over again. It was a
Hold on, were
nightmare.
you still hearing it?
Yeah, I'm still getting it a little bit.
Yeah, that's not me. I have my mic muted.
Oh, maybe it's shit. Maybe it's me. Oh man. Well, no. I hear it whenever you talk. I'm sorry. I hear it whenever you talk. I don't know what's up with it, man. I'll try.
Then I don't know.
Oh, maybe it could very well possibly be me, which I hope not. But I guess I'll go back and listen to it later. But so here's what I wanted to cover today, man. It's been a lot happening in these streets. A lot happening in these streets. Um oh shit, you got political stuff going on. You know, the homie Trump got indicted a couple weeks ago. Oh, we got Walmart's closing down all over the place. And then of course, most recently, which I'm gonna get to later in the stream, you had this there's a lot of shootings going on right now, a lot of just random crap happening, right? Amongst all of this stuff, one of the things that really caught my attention was this it's a clip of a mother having a conversation with one of the teachers at the school. This is interesting to me because I'm getting ready to go to school, and I remember what school was like when I went through. It was more social than anything. You know, you learn your courses, you go to math, you go to English, social studies, whatever, and you know, you press on. There wasn't really a agenda or any type of narrative that anyone was really trying to push. You're really just trying to focus on school and kick it with your friends and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yo, I straight remember that. And I mean, part of my job, I do go to schools, but I've recently been doing them senior assemblies.
Oh yeah, senior assemblies, you say?
Yeah, dude. Like I sat through one because I guess they wanted to combine a career day with the assembly, but it wasn't really a career day. It was just like, hey, we're going to talk about the plans for the end of the year. This next month and a half is going to be like big. We got all these senior events. By the way, the Air Force is going to talk to you. And then they
Oh,
have me talk, kick me off stage. All right, prom's going to be this day. This is the dress code. Now the Marines are going to talk to you. And I was like, what? Like, what am I really doing here?
he said, "What is going on here?" No, I
Because I
feel
mean,
that.
when they first did the invite, like I thought it was like, oh, I'm actually gonna like talk about the Air Force, but no, I was like, you got 2 minutes to explain what you're doing here.
You got 2 minutes. Go.
Uh,
Um,
Free college, career, Air Force.
go Air Force. Yeah, that's pretty cool though. I mean, now like with your trips to the schools, like have you noticed anything like weird with the students? Like are they acting, I guess, differently, or like what kinds of questions they ask typically?
So there is a lot of the oddity that comes with they have this new painted picture of the military, not so much via the media itself, but I advocate for Air Force and Space Force. And the moment they saw Space Force, it was like, hey, when I get in, I get a lightsaber, right? And I'm like, oh, no, like Space Force is protecting your GPS systems. We, take care of satellites, make sure everything's good to go. And of course, taking care of the cyber side of the house. Oh, so I'm not going to like fight aliens. I'm just kind of like, internally, I wanted to be like, that's dumb. I personally don't believe in aliens. I feel as though the supernatural will hit me sooner than an alien will.
Exactly.
But
I'm thinking the
it's like
same.
you can't be that dumb. But I can't say that.
It's like you can't be. Yeah, you gotta use a different approach with these guys.
And like the way they view the military, like even the Air Force side of the house, like, and I'm not sure if this is just the commercials they see or just what they know. Like they still jump to the idea that, oh, because I'm Air Force, I have to be in a plane. And I was like, no, like I'm an electrician. So there are skylights, and I'm just like, I mean, technically yes, but no, like I'm an electrician, like the trade electrician.
Exactly. They can't believe it. You know, that's funny how like I have that conversation not with high school students, but with like normal people when I tell them I'm in the Air Force, they're like, "Do you fly planes?" Like I'm like, There's other jobs out there that's not flying the plane. Okay.
Yeah.
um. Okay, but that's pretty interesting, man. Well, check this out. The video that I got, it's a 10-minute clip, but this video concerns a school over in the UK. I won't say the name of the school, but I'm having a conversation with one of the faculty there about something her daughter said. So let me pull it up. Hopefully, we're not struggle streaming. I'm on Wi-Fi. I'm not on a wired connection like I normally would be. So let's hope this does not cause any issues. And just let me know if it's coming through for you or anybody at home watching. Technology issues, I'll tell you. Okay, let's do it.
Via has outwardly said in that tutorial time that being gay is a sin.
Mm-hmm.
She has been given a day of 2 days in the inclusion room as a sanction
Why?
for this.
Why? So please, can you send my child home? She is not going to observe it. Now, let me ask you a question. It's a faith school, right? And you try to, like, and I'm just paraphrasing now, balance different and accommodate different should I say individuals, right, with sexual orientation, which is fine. But let's not forget that she goes to church.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the Bible. So what else? What if it's a faith school? Then what are you? Then what? Then what is being preached on here? So she's not making this up herself. For God's sake. Hello. Yeah. Hello.
Hi, Miss.
Okay, so that was like the highlight of it. Oh, maybe it is my microphone. I think I'm still hearing stuff on mine. Oh, let me turn my gain down. Possibly. I think that could possibly be the issue. But check it out. So that lady, that was the mother talking to the teacher, and they have an issue with her daughter saying that homosexuality is a sin. And we'll get to the crux of it, but like we already established that it is a Christian school, and we've established that they didn't like that her daughter said that homosexuality is a sin. So let's get to why or how we even got to that part of the conversation, right?
Miss Lynch calling from Wren Academy. I'm Olivia's head of house. How are you?
Hi. Is that Miss Sophie Lynch?
Yeah, speaking. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Good. I'm good, thank you. I just wanted to give you a quick call about Olivia. Is now a good time to speak?
Yes, please.
Okay.
That mom
So
sounds
I just
annoyed.
wanted to speak about something that happened in tutorial time this morning.
Okay.
Oh, also I have to make sure I say fair use because copyright strikes and all.
Okay.
Yes, fair use.
Because in tutorial resources we kind of speak about lots of different topics, and today's topic was
Make sure I
about
got
the
the volume up.
decision of Uganda introducing the death penalty for kind of aggravated homosexuality.
So I didn't know if you were aware of that, Jude, but that's been a big thing over in Uganda right now. Is that they straight banned homosexuality. Like they are super against it over there. And I think recently our vice president was over there advocating for LGBTQ rights for whatever reason. Like that's kind of weird, but yeah, Uganda just made that like they made a hardcore stance on that situation. So for some reason, this became a topic in this school to talk about. So,
Hold on, like, here's the question, because I think they showed a picture of the kid slightly.
yeah,
That was a straight up kid, though.
yeah.
So
But
why?
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna be like, why? Like,
why even bring that up, right? In school?
yeah.
Your guess is as good as mine, bro. That is kind of a strange topic for little kids to be thinking or talking about, to give their opinions on. But for whatever reason, this teacher brought it up as a topic of the discussion, and here's how it went.
And so Olivia's form tutor kind of was encouraging discussions and asking the students, what do you think about this? Do you agree with it? And then Olivia said, oh, it's their country. They can do what they like. I agree. And so Mr. Benet challenged her on that, about why she felt that way. And then Olivia then proceeded to say that being gay is a sin she was referring to. She said it's a sin.
So specifically, it sounds like she's referencing like something she learned from church, like her upbringing, like the Bible. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, and he asked her for her opinion, and she gave it. He said, "What do y'all think about the thing in Uganda?" She said, "Yeah, it's their country. They can do what they like. And by the way, based on what I've learned in my house, this uh this type of thing is considered a sin. And of course, for if you practice Christianity and you read the Bible, it actually does say that it's condemned. It is a sin. No if, ands, or
Well,
buts. Get how
well, technically, it is the more modernized text, but that goes into a whole discussion that
It does.
is not part of the topic, but maybe another day.
Yeah. Without diving too deep, I mean, that's just the base version of it is homosexuality is a sin, is what's written in it. So that's what she was taught. That's how she's being raised in her house, and she was asked her opinion of that instance. So she gave it, and she's getting punished for it. So the mom is like, "Okay, what?"
So she said when she was challenged by her form tutor that by saying that being gay is a sin, that is a homophobic comment to make. Her understanding of being homophobic is hating gay people and kind of being violent or acts of hatred towards them. But
Sorry, I'm just clearing my throat.
No, it's okay, no problem at all. But basically, because she was in tutorial time, and Olivia has outwardly said in that tutorial time that being gay is a sin, she has been given a day of 2 days in the inclusion room as a sanction.
Why?
Inclusion room. You ever heard of that?
No, but I'm already growing strong opinions about it.
It sounds like you ever thought of you ever seen that movie Matilda with Principal Trunchbull?
Yeah.
And she throw kids in the chokey. I don't know why, but that was the first thing my mind jumped to when I heard her say 2 days in the inclusion room. I'm like, what the?
See, I had a completely different thought. My mind went to like Frieza's adaptation of Hell, where you're just in that little cocoon, and there's like all of this shit that just pisses you off.
Oh yeah, inclusion.
They're like, yeah, we all gotta be friends. Like, man, shut the.
I hate y'all. Yeah, I mean but that's crazy. So I mean, but think about how messed up this is. This is a Christian academy or a faith school. Her teacher, her tutor teacher, or I think that's what they call it, her tutor teacher brought up this particular topic. He asked her opinion. She gave it, and she's being punished because it's considered homophobic. When she gave a pretty clear understanding of what she thought actual homophobic is, and that's like actual acts of anger or hate towards that other group. Actually, I don't even think that's the proper definition, because phobia means fear of, right?
Nope.
So I mean,
phobia is a irrational fear.
An irrational fear, but it's not really doing anything to something. It's so, by definition, homophobia would be an irrational fear of people who are homosexual. So I mean, so even then, but still, she understood that it was wrong to, based off what she's saying, treat them in a bad way or show any type of hatred to them. She just said, "Hey, this is based on what I've learned in my household and what I practice. This is a sin." So they put her in the inclusion room for 2 days. So I'm gonna play some more. Here we go.
Why? Why has she been? I'm sorry. Okay, sorry. Carry on. I'm listening. Sorry.
I'm just about to explain.
Okay, right.
So I'm trying to. I've had a conversation with her this morning.
Yes.
And I'll have another conversation with her at the end of the day today.
Okay.
Because we're trying to really explain to Olivia. I said, break it down for me. What is a sin?
Okay.
Can you define what a sin is to me? And she said, oh, it's something kind of negative, it's something bad, and that if you do that, then you go to hell. And she explained it in that way,
which is the basic principle of like what you learn with Christianity, right? Or that's how they used to preach it in the old days. You know, if you sin and you don't repent, if you're not saved, you go to hell type thing. So it sounds like she's going through an old school Christian type of learning.
But to that extent, she's also young and doesn't necessarily understand that when you look at a sin, it is a crime against God or your individual of faith. Like,
yeah, she probably doesn't fully comprehend it that deep.
Yes, but to, delete the me folder, that is a sin against God.
He said to delete the me folder. Oh, you're right. You're absolutely right. As a sin against God, and when you conduct those sins, then you go to hell. If you don't repent, and ask for forgiveness, and then do the right thing, right?
Eat in excess. Obviously, like to do those things in excess.
Yes,
there is
absolutely.
the sin of gluttony.
That's part of the teachings.
But to this extent, like, it is effectively just a crime against that higher being.
Right. But my point is, this is how she's being raised, to make sure she's doing the right thing, which is fine, right? Her parents are doing their job, or her mom is doing her job, and that's her personal belief about it. But it doesn't sound like she came out of a place of hatred when she explained it. She's just saying, this is how I'm taught, and this is what I think about it. You asked my opinion, I gave it.
Yep.
So now the mom is about to really go in. She's about to really, really go in a second. I'm gonna see if I can get into it.
And so I was trying to make her understand that I completely respect her religious views, but by saying in the tutorial time that being gay is a sin, that is showing prejudice, and it's saying a negative thing.
In a Christian school. That's the other part I want you to understand. This is a Christian school.
I hear you. I see it. I have acknowledged it.
This is a Christian school, and they're getting woke. They're saying that her calling out that homosexuality, as it's taught in the Bible, is a sin. Oh, my camera fell. That she's being prejudiced. Hang on, I gotta adjust. My camera decided to take an L. Okay. Oh, okay. Now my camera's up like super high, and you can see the Super Mario poster behind me. Hang on.
Oh no, it's better than me. I had the fire alarm get pulled somewhere in my mall.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, here we go. But this is just the craziness of it, right? I mean, she's in a Christian school, and they're saying she's being prejudiced. Imagine if this was the opposite way around. They'd be a fucking hero or something. I'll play a couple more minutes of it.
About being gay, and as a Christian school and at a Christian academy, as you're aware, part of our ethos is being kind and accepting of others,
which is also true.
And so you have to appreciate that in that form room, there may be students that are gay, and they would feel quite uncomfortable in that situation. And
so she's putting the needs of that particular group of students up above her daughter, her daughters. She's saying she's worried about them being upset and offended. But what about the daughter? What if she's getting upset and offended? I mean, I don't know. It's
one of those things where at least I feel as though there's no good answer. Because give me a second.
Oh, you're good. You're good. I hear the announcements. Well, while he's doing that, I'm gonna skip ahead to where the mom actually starts talking. So I'm gonna let that play. Hang on.
Was asked, right, her opinion, and she gave her honest opinion. I, for one, do not encourage
Oh my
any
god.
form of discrimination.
Oh, you're back?
Yeah, I'm back. But
Okay.
so the way I was looking at it is like there's no real right answer in regards to what's going on
Right.
because number one, they're kids. Like
Right.
I remember like man, I'm dating myself with this one. But like when Yu-Gi-Oh first came out and obviously like the big thing was, you know, dropping swear words in school.
Yes.
So, you know, like obviously when you're young, like you hear it's like, oh, you said number 11 and all that stuff.
Yeah. I
But there was
remember that.
one day where I just got so mad, I cussed someone out because obviously Yu-Gi-Oh just came out. I don't know the value of cards myself, but here comes a guy who he happened to win. Like I wasn't mad about that, but he wanted to say that, oh, this is a tournament like the show, so I get one of your cards. And I was like, no.
That's how you did it.
But he kept pressing for it.
I see.
And it got to the point where, you know, one kid cries to the teacher and it's like, we all agreed, and because he said it first.
Yeah,
Now
they took
I'm
it
over
from you.
here and I'm wrong because I start dropping those forbidden words.
If you say all 5 forbidden words, you win the duel.
But to that extent, and what I'm saying, like that is a situation where I was clearly wrong. I should have kept a level head, but at the same time, like this kid's trying to rob me.
Exactly. I mean, and you guys are kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. But how does that relate to this? Like, what's the connection you're drawing here?
So here's where I'm getting, right? I'm clearly upset. And in this regard, you have someone who's stating what they've learned to this point. And rather than having that calm discussion where you can figure out what's actually going on, why they're thinking like this, you resorted to, well, you're banned from the club and we're writing your parents. Or 2 days in the inclusion room where we're just going to talk about why you're wrong.
They sent her to the shadow realm, bro, for 2 days. Yo, but
So
yeah, you're right.
So it's like, yeah, like, were there better ways to do it? Yes. For me, I could have definitely kept my calm, but in this regard, this came on the teacher themselves.
Yes.
And that's why I picked such an example, because yes, I was wrong. I will not apologize for it because this motherfucker tried to rob me.
Well, I was saying, he was trying to take your card, so I wouldn't blame you for that. I mean, the outburst, whatever, but the teacher definitely, man, that's why being the teacher is like such a crucial job right now. Because you got, on one hand, you got all this PC stuff you're competing against. And I know a lot of teachers who've been teachers for a while are getting ready to retire as a result of all this new stuff that's happening.
Yeah.
But then on the other hand, you have, and these are two extremes. You have normal teachers in between, right? Which accounts for most of the teachers in America. But then you have these rare instances of these extreme teachers that are trying to push their ideology on the students, like what this guy was doing here. And this is in the UK where this video is coming from. You can hear their accents and stuff. But that's why, like, man, I'm really worried about when my kids really start going to school, you know, what type of information they're going to be hearing. You know, are they, because really it seems like certain schools are turning into indoctrination camps, you know, where they're trying to push certain ideologies on the students instead of just letting them learn and be social and all that stuff, just letting them be kids. Oh, excuse me. But check out, I'm gonna play a little bit more of this and then I'll move on to my next topic, which I didn't intend to originally to talk about it today, but it's so hot I have to say something on it. So I'm gonna let the mom talk a little bit more and we'll that one.
right? And again, when she said it's a sin, she's coming from a religious perspective, as opposed to, okay, this is what I personally do.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if Mr. Barney, is that his name, did not want
Yeah.
an opinion, then you
Mr.
should not have
Bunny.
asked her. So basically, right, and don't get me wrong, I do hear what you're saying, right? That there may be some pupils in the class that may be, gay. I do get that. And they may feel offended, right? But a question was asked of her. And I'm sure in your tutorial classes, right? Or just generally with your pupils, you encourage them to speak their mind, right? Now, if she wasn't asked, she would not have said anything. So
That's the end of the conversation right there for me. Yo, the mom is a G. The mom, like, man, you got to appreciate moms like this, because she's like, look, you asked my daughter a question and she answered, and you're punishing her for, like, she's getting punished for what? That would be my exact same reaction. Jude is like, you preaching to the choir. I mean, I'm just saying that would be my exact same reaction. And I know my wife would do the same deal. She'd be like, for what? She'd be up at the school ready to fight somebody. I'm like, but this mom is right. She's like, you asked her opinion. She said her opinion. It's coming from a religious background. This is a faith academy. What's going on here? So,
And I mean, I hate to be that guy,
mm-hmm.
but I'm gonna be honest.
Be the guy. Say it.
Why would you put your child in a situation by putting them in a faith academy? Should you know,
Right.
like this goes back to,
Right.
granted, I believe kids should be kids. Figure that out when you are old enough and appropriate.
Correct.
But hey, like Billy likes other boys, so I'm gonna send Billy to a camp to fix that. Like, no, let Billy be Billy.
But now the staff got to worry about Billy getting offended and then get suing the school.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? This is the craziness of this all. So I mean, the easiest way to just keep this stuff on the level, just keep it out of the schools, man. Like, just teachers just teach. And if you ask the student's opinion, let it be their opinion. Like, you got to encourage the dialogue, because what this is doing is this is stunting open dialogue, bro. This is teaching her early, because we saw, like you said, we saw the picture of her. She's like a little girl. This is teaching her early. I can't say anything that will go against what the popular opinion or the mob opinion is without suffering repercussions. She got sent to the shadow realm for 2 days.
Yep.
That's fucking crazy, bro. I don't know. Like I said, I worry about, when my daughters really get to the age of middle school and all that. Both of them are still little babies right now. I mean, 6 and 2, but I worry about that.
That's first grade, man.
Kindergarten right now, but she will be first grade next year. So I don't know. I just on stuff like this, I've decided, instead of just playing it safe like I have to pick a side with this kind of stuff. I have to. Yeah. I can't be in the middle. I'm gonna call it down. I'm gonna call it what it is, right? I'm gonna try to be as fair and objective as possible in my assessment, but my actual opinion of this thing is that it needs to not be in the schools. And I know it sounds like a bunch of word salad, but I'm just trying to say I'm assessing it as logically.
No, I mean, like, I get you. Like,
yeah.
When it comes to school, granted, there are a few things I feel like should be taught, especially in high school.
Mm-hmm.
Leave it to be the basic arithmetic,
right?
The language comprehension.
Teach these kids some shit they actually need.
Taxes.
Teach them how to buy a car. You know what? The other day I was having a conversation with my with Razzle Dazzle. You know him when he comes on here. He's like our deep thinker. And we were talking about, because he's looking to buy a car soon, and I put him on game about car auctions. I don't know if you even know about that, but usually every state has like a public car auction that you can go to and get pretty decent cars for like hella cheap.
Oh yeah, especially if you know that government vehicles are going up there.
Yeah, GSA does it too. All that stuff, right? So, like, let's put some stuff like that in there. Teach them how to buy cars. Teach them taxes. That whole senior year of high school.
Well, I mean, when it comes to teaching how to buy a car, you gotta kind of know sales.
I mean,
Because I
for
kid you
sure.
not, after recruiting school, when I was coming like from Japan back here,
Yep.
what I learned in school was what these guys were trying to do to me.
Exactly.
So like now I'm about to shame recruiters like right here, but it's one of those tactics where like they try to ask these probing questions to figure out what you want.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, because I'm just getting back to the States, I just need something that runs.
Exactly.
But then he's going in like, well, when you say something that runs, do you need like, do you need something for the family? Do you need something like that? Bro, it's me, my wife, and I just wanted to go to and from work.
Yeah, but then they'll probe and talk you into getting something that you don't really need or that you didn't intend to. You're right.
But
You do have to know sales. You're right.
But that is where, in recruiting, to differentiate from salesmen, we have to actively listen in response, so we actually know what the person wants,
Yes.
not know what I'm trying to sell you.
You're right. You're absolutely right. But these are the things we could be teaching them, not this woke narrative BS. Keep that shit out of schools, okay?
Like, even with this, like, I won't say I was closed-minded or anything like that, but I will say overall, when it came to the world, I responded with an open mind, but I could also say I was sheltered.
Sure.
Because some of the topics we talked about, like, yeah, I went to do research in it, but it was just like this exists. This is every most of the topics we hit, I'm sitting here like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah, because you're not around this type of foolishness that's going on. You know what I mean? Like, and it's the same with me. Like, I'm here in the crib. I got my wife, my kids. We're enjoying our life. I mean, now I'm hustling. I got to work hard. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, half the stuff that goes on, I don't even see until I turn on, social media or hear it from somebody like, yo, did you hear about this? I'm like, what? Y'all are out here like this?
Yeah. So, like, yeah, I feel bad that I'm even thinking about bringing it up, but like the MILF Manor thing. Yeah. But then turn around to something I care about, where it's like Rooster Teeth, where I follow Rooster Teeth. I like Rooster Teeth. I enjoy what they do. And then all of a sudden, but did you know about this corruption stuff? And I was like, wait a minute, what?
Exactly.
Like, no, like this is something I like. How did I not know?
Mm-hmm. Man, I'm telling you. Well, that's another thing. We got to teach kids how to, which is funny. When I got to college, I actually took a research class that teaches you how to research, but we can teach them how to research things, teach them life skills that they will need as they go forward, and not this, these false ideologies that's really just not going to serve them at all when they get out into the real world. Because, when you go to apply for a job, or when the bills is due, no one gives a shit that you think your pronoun is a whale, or I'm just saying, like that stuff really doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things when you really get down to it.
But to that extent, and I'm gonna make this my last bit here.
Yeah,
that's where we generally just have to teach the right things, or correct. Even just what I've seen in other countries. Mm-hmm. Granted, this turns into a financial discussion, but hey, when you go to high school, for some kids, like, you already have an idea what you want to do because you thought about doing it as a kid. Why not apply it in high school to where, all right, instead of doing a general course, because, maybe you just might stay in education for a bit.
Right.
Let me do my freshman, sophomore year general classes, but then junior year, just to see if I like it, pick up on that trade.
Absolutely. Yep.
So you introduce it early, where it's like, obviously you do stuff safely, but like, hey, let me try the trade, because we already have a wood shop class.
Exactly.
So why not turn that wood shop class into, hey, let's see if you actually could do a carpenter thing where group projects, getting that social aspect.
Yep.
You and 4 other students build a simple like shed or like cupboard.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the teacher who's been doing it to just mediate.
And then hell, why not make it so that they could actually get some profit or some type of certification on top of that, right? So yeah, it's academic, but one, I like what you did. You're learning a trade. Let's allow them to like also sell it and keep the monies or some, or donate it or whatever. Like get some type of community or business acumen involved in that. And then let's get them certified so they could go out and actually work. You know what I mean? And actually make a living. Like
and even if it's not a full certification, because it's still high school level.
Right.
You've gauged that interest, you put it out there.
Mm-hmm.
And while I'm not trying to rob all of the options, because at the end of the day, someoe's listening to this and could be like, but aren't you a recruiter? Shouldn't you be advocating for the Air Force? Not everyone, like, I hate to be that guy, but not everyone wants to do the military. We talked about it.
Exactly. It's not for
But to that extent, not everybody wants to go to college. Not everybody wants to wear, like, do the blue, like, I'm going to put on the suit and go and sit at my desk.
Exactly.
Some people, like me, just put me somewhere and let me work my hands.
Yep.
Let me do something to feel like I did something for the day.
Yeah.
Because while recruiting, definitely, like, I'm out here grinding, I hate the admin aspect of it.
Yeah, you want something where you get your hands dirty. I know.
But if you had me, like, so like the presentations, talking to people where I'm actively moving, going out, like that part I love. Being able to talk to people, help them, I'm good with that.
Yep.
But once you have me sit down at the computer, I'm like, bro, I don't like this part.
I know for sure I'm going to hate that aspect of the instructor duty, because there's a lot of that. I have to keep track of attendance, I have to keep track of grades, all that stuff. I'll have to actually follow the lesson plan. But the actual instruction piece is what I like. Actually getting up and interacting with the students, seeing if they grasp the material, learning personalities. Like, that's going to be so cool to me.
Right?
That's
so why not give people that opportunity to figure it out? Because instead of well, I'm sitting in, like, I'm not gonna say history is bad, but like, how many times am I gonna sit through the same Christopher Columbus class where you just give me that little bit more, that little bit more, that little bit more?
Like, how many times I gotta see Christopher Columbus coming to America? Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, college is not for everybody.
When I could be, and I'm not even talking like in college, because that's when you actually dive into history and like get that unabridged stuff.
Correct.
But like in high school, it was like freshman year. Oh, well, we'll do American studies.
And you got social
sophomore
studies
year, we're going to do American studies and a little bit prior to where we're talking about wars, because you should be mature enough to talk about war.
Exactly. Yep.
Okay, but then we're going to get in your junior year. Okay, let's stop that. What if I want to just try something? Like, shoot, I'll do band in the morning, and then you let me try some kind of internship or career in the afternoon. So one, I know what it's like to be in the workforce. And two, one of the things that overall society tries to market is education and experience. And we already talk about how at this point, a bachelor's degree is just a piece of paper.
Yeah,
freaking want a master's degree to go work at McDonald's. Like, no, like I've got some experience. I learned a little bit at school. All I need to do now after graduation is refine it.
Right. You need something to bridge the gap, really, is what it boils down to. versus someone, just going through school, learning shit they don't need, going to college, learning more shit some shit they need, but mostly shit they don't, and then trying to get into the workforce and they don't have any experience whatsoever. And the job requirement is usually 2 to 3
I'm on a
years of
live stream.
experience. Oh man. Oh, someone's asking you if you're they're like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Oh, but I think we beat that one up enough. I do want to transition over. Yeah. Do you have to go? Because I know you're getting your work started.
Nah, I think I can talk a bit.
Okay.
I can at least finish this up. We got what, 15 minutes?
Yeah, 15 more minutes here. This next video is about something that recently went down. I don't know if you heard about that. There was a shooting in Kansas City where this really old guy, he's 84 years old, shot a teenager. He just shot him. Like I guess the teenager was supposed to be going to one address to pick up his brother, and he went to another address instead.
Oh.
And that address was to the old man, and the old man ended up shooting him once in the head and the arm. Hey, I'm gonna play the clip here. Here we go.
Thursday last week, a 16-year-old boy was sent out by his mom to go pick up his two younger brothers. His two younger brothers had been at a
fair use
friend's house. But this young man, 16-year-old young man, his name is Ralph. He got confused by the address. He accidentally rang the doorbell at the wrong house on a nearby street, one street over. He was going to what he thought was the house where his younger twin brothers were staying with a friend. He went by accident to the wrong house on a neighboring street. An 85-year-old white man who lived at that house answered the door, and according to court documents, when the man saw 16-year-old Ralph Yarl on his doorstep, he shot him twice, shot him once in the head, then opened his door and shot him once in the arm, according to...
Whoo.
Bruh.
That's crazy. We didn't even get the rest of the story yet, but that is just that little bit is insane.
So
he didn't even open the door. He shot him through his door.
In his defense, he's older.
Mm-hmm.
He's an older guy. He might have had some issues.
Oh.
But the kid is 16.
That was an honest mistake.
You can discuss. I don't know how heavy that door is, but I'm pretty sure with the good old not who's there.
Yeah, get you a
Hey,
ring
sorry, man, you got the wrong address.
Get you a Ring doorbell if you're that paranoid. You can talk to him without even opening the door. You can see who's there. Holy shit. Oh, 84. He shot the kid in the head
through the door.
Through the door. And through the arm.
When he opened the door.
Well, no, the kid didn't even open. Hang on.
No, because I think they said they shot him once, opened the door to shoot him again.
Oh, and then shot him. God dang, hang on.
On his doorstep, he shot him twice. Shot him once in the head, then opened his door and shot him once in the arm.
Damn. Oh, man. He was trying to finish the job almost. I mean, they say when you shoot to neutralize the target. So I mean, but damn, like who did he think he was? Whoa, okay, I gotta hear some more. There's got to be a good reason for this, right? Let's see.
There better be.
According to prosecutors, Ralph Yarl never entered the man's home. He was shot through the glass of the front door for the first shot. Miraculously, Ralph Yarl survived. He got up and he ran away. He reportedly had to go to 3 different homes before someone agreed to help him.
What the fuck? Bro. Oh.
Nah.
Snap. This kid got shot in the head and the arm. and still managed to get up and run away and get some help. But he had to go to 3 different houses before someone actually helped him. Oh, man.
That ain't right, my dude.
Whoa. It's not looking good. I gotta say, this is already not looking good.
Mr. Yarl has been in the hospital since Thursday night, but he was discharged this afternoon. He's now at his home recovering. His mom is a nurse. She's been caring for him. Tonight, Monday night, 4 days after the shooting took place, the county prosecutor announced that the man who shot Ralph Yarl will be charged in the shooting. He'll be charged with 2 felony counts, including first-degree assault. When the prosecutor announced the charges, he said there was, quote, a racial component to the case.
Oh, shit. Here we go. So this is where it's going to get a little bit spicy, because this is now going to turn into a racial thing, because you got an old white man and you got a young black boy, and this is going to turn into, I think, potentially a hate crime. And I don't know all the facts just yet, but it seems like that's the way this is going. They said there's a racial component. I get the first degree assault charge, because kid didn't even open the door. He got shot through the glass door. Dude opened the door and shot him again. But this is where things are going to get sticky when you start talking about race being an element of it. It's gonna charge separate sides on the issue, and it's already a pretty tragic situation. I'm gonna play some more of it.
Joining us now is the mayor of Kansas City, Missouri, Quentin Lucas. Mr. Mayor, thank you so much for being here. I know this is a difficult time for your city.
It's good to be with you.
First, let me just ask you if I explained that in a way which is in keeping with your understanding of these events, if I got anything wrong, or if there's anything important that I left out here.
You know, I've read the probable cause charging statement, and probably just the most heinous part is that the gentleman who shot, I shouldn't say gentleman, just the criminal, the defendant, an 85-year-old.
Wait a minute. Didn't some other stuff happen in Kansas City? Was that where the George Floyd situation went down to? Or was that a different city?
That was a different city.
I just feel like Kansas City or Missouri.
It was like Minnesota. My flight admin kind of tapped in from right across from me.
Okay, got you. Okay, because I'm like, I feel like stuff has happened here before. I just can't remember exactly what, but I'm gonna let her play some more.
Man shot because he claimed he was scared of this black teenager. And I say a black teenage boy, not because of an insult, more because of the fact that this is a kid. This is a kid who's sent out by his mother to pick up his younger brothers, the sort of thing that should be normal and routine, and indeed is.
Mm-hmm.
And in our community, tragically last week, it was something that could have taken this boy's life.
This young man is accomplished. He's a musician. The superintendent of North Kansas City Schools today said he's an excellent student, maintains a stellar GPA while taking college-level courses. Lots of people going on about his...
Taking AP classes at 16? This kid is going places.
His talent as a musician.
Oh, what you got, Jude? Oh, he muted.
His affiliation with the Metropolitan Youth Orchestra and the marching band. Can you tell us anything about his condition, how he and his family are doing?
I talked to his mother today. She is a strong woman. I could tell during our time just visiting. The last several days I know have been overwhelming for them. So many people who have reached out, so many people in support, but also a number of questions. Questions about why delay in charges.
I remember what happened in Kansas. That was with the Kyle Rittenhouse kid a couple years back. Now I remember that's where that kid crossed.
Also incorrect. It was Michael Brown. Michael Brown Ferguson, 2014.
Michael Brown Ferguson. Okay. Oh, for Minnesota.
No, Missouri.
Oh, for Missouri. Okay, Michael Brown Ferguson. I'm gonna have to look that one up and refresh. But I also do remember the Kyle Rittenhouse thing happened there too.
No, that was also Minnesota.
Really? Why did I think everything is in Kansas for some reason? I gotta look that up.
not only do I have an insider source, but I gotta say, you just gotta go back and watch our old episodes. We talked about it. You're just getting old, man.
I am, man. 30 is rough. God damn. Okay, cool. So we got the mayor here. He's talking about what's going on, and it seems like he's leaning towards it being, what we discussed, that racially motivated type deal. So let's see what else he's got to say.
No, that's a question that's come up. Why and how can something like this happen? And the neighborhood in Kansas City, which is predominantly white, this question that I know many Black parents face and Black people generally. They move there because of good schools, because of good opportunities. But what do you lose in exchange? Do you lose your humanity in exchange just from existing while Black in certain areas? What we need to work on in Kansas City, and I would say nationwide after this, is how do we make sure that we get, first of all, that it's clear that this is not right, that this is not something that's accepted. And this fear of Black youth, of Black people, you talked about it through the entire show, is something that we need to confront, that we need to call out, that we need to address. And we need to not have the narrative just be state legislatures that are against diversity training, including in my own state, but instead, frankly, people recognizing the bias that lives within so many of them, so we don't see things like this happening again and again.
One of the things that I've seen discussed in the wake of this shooting is the so-called stand your ground law, which Missouri's had for a number of years now, since I believe it's 2016. Is there any sense in which that stand your ground law is implicated here? Obviously, this is a gun crime. If this is in fact being prosecuted as a crime, this is
Okay. So I remember that stand your ground law from that case in Florida, if I'm not mistaken, where that kid got shot by the white dude.
Finally correct.
See, I knew I was going to get at least one. But if I remember correctly, it's like if you feel threatened in some type of way, and correct me if I'm wrong, Jude, but the stand your ground is like if you feel threatened, you can use deadly force to stop the perceived threat. If I'm thinking about that correctly.
Yeah.
So I guess they're talking about that aspect of if this falls under that. Let's see what he says.
a shooting that existed was only able to exist because of the gun owner's possession of this weapon. But the way you are allowed to use your weapon is governed in Missouri according to a law that's designed effectively to prevent home invasion. Is something like that going to be implicated here in terms of this young man just having rung the doorbell, posing no threat to this family or this home? But nevertheless, those sorts of laws are seen in other places as having muddied the waters around encounters like this that end in shootings.
We have seen the gun lobby change what is core common sense. I said this earlier, but I'll repeat it again. If this is the sort of thing where stand your ground can be enforced, then every U.S. postal worker, every Amazon delivery person, every pizza delivery person, every Girl Scout volunteer, anybody knocking on your door now becomes somebody who's subject to be shot. And I think particularly, and I say this as not just a mayor, not just a person in this community, but as a Black man and a Black father, to recognize the additional risk that people of color, that Black people disproportionately will face because of defenses like this.
See, that's my biggest issue with this whole thing, Jude. And then we'll wrap up with this topic, is that I don't yet know if this is indeed a racial thing, if that dude actually just hated or was scared of Black people. We don't know yet. But
that's true. And the thing with that, as they mentioned before, he's 84.
Mm-hmm.
And while again, emotions are probably heated right now, he is an older individual. We don't know if he's good up there.
Right. I mean, 84-year-old with a weapon, probably not the safest thing in the world, especially if your mental capacity is deteriorating, right? But the thing I don't like about this is that now the media as a whole is taking this and running with this this narrative of Black youth being at risk of things like this all the time, when in reality, like, we do worse shit than this to each other. in certain neighborhoods in certain parts of the city. You know, you look at these major cities, you look at like Chicago, hell, we could talk about Philadelphia. Detroit used to be kind of rough. We do shit a lot worse than this to each other as a people. So I think we have to be very careful about when certain narratives are being pushed like this, because now it's sending a certain type of message. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not I'm trying to call it fair before I just jump on the dude was racist bandwagon here. You know, I'm trying to call it fair. I don't want to say until more facts come out, you know, which way or the other this might be, but just trying to objectively look at this, I think the dude was just super paranoid and out of his mind. I don't know if it was legit that he just was scared of black teens, if you will. So I don't, and I mean, it doesn't take away from the fact that this is still pretty sad. You know, thankfully the kid lived, but you know, when you have any type of injury to your head, even being shot in the arm, there's so much stuff that can be hit that can affect your quality of life. You know, if a certain part of his brain got hit, you know, or if the bullet is still lodged in his head, you know what I mean? There's just so many things that are still happening with this incident, because it just happened Thursday of last week, going on here. So I don't know, man. The final thoughts on this?
Nah. Like,
he's I'm not
there's a
touching that
lot.
one.
There's a lot storming, but nothing I can articulate at this time.
I got you. I mean, and that's fair. It's still super early to try to call this one. You know, so I you know, this is one I'll sit back and observe. Also, on a side note, I'm gonna drop a video later today. I have an update on Shanquella Robinson. You remember that we talked about it on one of the Saturdays. You remember that chick who was found in Mexico in that hotel room? All her
Yay!
friends. You remember that video? Yeah, I'm gonna drop a video. This is a pre-recorded video I'm gonna drop later, but there's an update to that case. There's an update, and it's kind of sad. So I made another video to cover it and bring attention back to it, because that's something we should all be getting behind, to bring some justice to her with what went down. So, but that's all I got for today. Some pretty interesting topics. It's just a lot going on in 2023, man. And you know, unfortunately, it is what it is. We have to bring attention to it and talk about it so that we can get the gears thinking, you know, get people really, I don't know. I just want to bring attention to these things and call out the hypocrisy of it all, and try to get people thinking in a fair and balanced way.
Hey,
you know
that's fair, mate.
What's that?
Fair. I was saying that's fair, mate. Especially with really that first topic, with you are in a faith school.
Yeah.
You asked the opinion, and the student responded based on their understanding.
Right. Like, what are y'all doing bringing up a controversial topic in school anyway, like that?
Yep.
I don't know. And that's over in the UK. So
the inclusive room,
aka the shadow realm, 2 days, or how would Lemongrab say it? 2 days dungeon, no trials. But that's it for this show. Jude, thanks for tapping in. I know I did not push this one out to everybody just because of the timing. It's like midday, but you know,
yeah, midday for you.
It is midday. I'm East Coast time now, baby. Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna start pushing out 5 o'clock messages on, hey, we're doing the episode today.
And y'all will be
Bro,
like,
I don't get up till 8.
I know, man. This damn time zone difference. But for you all who tuned in, thank y'all for tuning in. I'm going to try my best to make this channel a little bit more successful and get on a regular schedule. It's just been a lot going on the past 2 months, and the channel has suffered for it. You know, I want to get the viewership up. I want to get more involvement from the audience. So I want to try to continue cranking out content on a more consistent basis to continue building this ship as we fly it or drive it or sail it, whatever. Air Force,
Stop. Don't make fun of me.
Anyways,
I mean, you're in it too, but don't make fun of me about it.
hey, I'm at the forefront, damn near. So, I mean,
Hey,
you're
Wren,
actually at the front.
You are step 2. Step 3.
Yeah, I am step 3 in the process. So, oh yeah, thank you, wifey. She was tuning in. But that's it for this show. We'll see you guys on the next one. Until then, peace.
Peace.
Ending it. There it is.